Welcome to channel 69, and you have Big Hurt with the Ghetto Report.
What's up? Big Hurt back with the Ghetto Report. Shout out to February Black History Month. Salute all the black people. We celebrating all our black leaders and all our black heroes. Ghetto Report here. We salute everybody that's making a difference in the black community. We want to jump off right real quick and talk about Killer Mike being arrested at the Grammy Awards. Come on. Bruh. It's a sad day when something like that happens. They don't give the man enough respect to wait till after he receives his kudos and all that. Long story short, they said that Killer Mike and his crew were trying to enter into a part of the where they're being held at, and they got into an argument with a security guard who was being overzealous. They called him the security guard overzealous because they saying that he stopped Killer Mike and them, and he actually called the police and got Killer Mike arrested for a type of battery charge. So Killer Mike saying that when it's all said and done, he's going to be vindicated, and hopefully that won't happen to anybody else, and they'll set precedent where, listen, if it's not nothing serious infraction or whatever, you don't got to be overzealous and do too much. But anyway, that's what happened there at the Grammys with Killer Mike being arrested. They saying also that the guard who was acting overzealous, it might have been the dude who used to play on Martin. What was the security guard on Martin's name again? They said it might have been him. Crazy. But anyway. This just in. That was a citizen's arrest at the Grammys with Killer Mike?
We getting that citizen's arrest. We getting that in now.
That's crazy right there. So the security guard took it upon himself to make a citizen's arrest. He lucky that they didn't give him a citizen's ass whooping in return for that citizen's arrest. But anyway, we gonna move on. We want to talk about these migrant gangs in New York. What's going on with these migrant gangs in New York? You see the situation that happened in New York City with the police officers that was allegedly jumped and kicked all in the back of the head by these migrants, and they saying that several migrants supposed to have been let out on bail and fled New York City and all that. Listen, you can't flee New York City. This is the thing, right? When the migrants, they can give any name they want, but once they're fingerprinted, whatever name they get fingerprinted under, that's an alien. So wherever they pop up at and they get arrested, that's gonna come up. So you can't give a false name, because that's the narrative they was giving, like, we don't know who these people are and they fled New York after they assaulted these two police officers. We don't condone assaulting anybody, police officers or citizens, anybody, right? But we do want to talk about the migrant gangs in New York, how they calling them, because they also locked a couple of other migrants who said was doing like a criminal gang was going around stealing phones and getting the people accounts and all that. But we had a discussion when the migrants first came to New York here at the Ghetto Report, and we were saying, how long you think these people gonna sit on the street? They're gonna be pushed out of hotels after 60-day stays before they start saying, I'm not gonna just sit on the corner and starve to death. I'm gonna start taking what I think is mine. Because this is the thing, a lot of this stuff is learned behavior. They come here and they do as they see other people do. If you get on the train, you see these migrants with their babies selling candy and all that. That's learned behavior. They come here and they do, it's like in Rome, when they say when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. They're in New York and they see other people doing these behaviors, so they mimicking these behaviors. So that's what's going on with these so-called migrant gangs in New York. So look for a lot more if they don't come with some type of solution for this problem with shipping all these migrants to New York. We want to talk about Lizzo real quick, because we were discussing that here at the Ghetto Report too. Some of her ex-assistants are alleging that they were made to do sex acts and perform little sex things at Lizzo's request, you know. And we were thinking about that, and we were saying that's crazy if anybody's being made or coerced into doing anything that they don't want to do. But at the same time, adults have to start taking responsibility for their own actions. I'm an adult, right? They could come on the set and say, listen, Big Hurt, we want you to slap this shit out yourself. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I have some choice in the matter. So we want to just say, you know, we hearing a lot of stuff where these adults are saying they're being coerced and made to do certain things. And we saying, listen, at some point, adults got to start taking responsibility for their own actions.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Big Hurt, STAYFLY Nation, we want to give y'all a little quick plug. We got the reaction channel coming. Stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? It's coming quickly. And put some subs on it. If you support the channel, you like what we doing, holla at us. Big Hurt, STAYFLY Nation. Now, we also want to talk about the NYCHA arrest. I don't know if y'all seen it on the news, but 70 people were arrested throughout NYCHA complexes, mostly superintendents for corruption. Basically, what they were saying was this: like, you may have some repairs that need to be done in your apartment, a leak or whatever, and it's an emergency situation. So these superintendents have the discretion of who to bring in immediately to cure this problem. They were saying they were using this discretion to bring in people that they know and ask for kickback. They said it was like a $2 million scheme over a number of years, right? Now, when we was talking about that at the Ghetto Report, we were saying to ourselves, a lot of these people, they came into these jobs and they just did what already being done. This was the culture of business in New York City. If you look back to the mob era, right, where they said when John Gotti took over the mob, he had all the bricklayers, he had all the cement. People operate under this guise that this is how business is done, you know. So one of the nightclub executives got on the news and they was like, we're gonna rid out this culture of malfeasance. And I was saying to myself, y'all should start at the top, because y'all trying to make these small superintendents and these small nightclub people scapegoats, probably to hide all the theft that y'all did on a higher level. So when you're looking at these news reports, always listen for what's not being said. Because I seen them talk to some tenants, and tenants was like, listen, we deserve better, and this is why my apartment wasn't getting fixed. Yeah, to a certain degree. Don't be misled. Always listen for what's not being said, because they're not telling you the whole truth. That little $2 million scheme is nothing compared to what the hierarchies in nightclub have been taking for years. You know what I'm saying? You know what's funny too? Talking about that Killer Mike situation at the Grammys, we had a discussion here at the Ghetto Report, right? We thought that it was odd that Killer Mike was arrested for a battery charge because he got into an argument with a security guard at the event, right? When Will Smith got up on stage and slapped the man in the face and assaulted him, and then got the right to go sit down and enjoy the rest of the show. What happened to the police at the time when Will Smith assaulted somebody on camera? Why did the Grammys call the police and have him escorted out of there? So, you know, that's a case of selective prosecution right there, and we're wondering why. Wasn't that security guard working that night? Or wasn't another security guard working? Because the thing is also, right, Chris Rock didn't have to say he wanted to press charges. If you commit a crime on film, they prosecute you anyway. You don't even need a complainant. Will smacked him in front of millions of people, then sat down. That was an assault. We find it odd that you would have this man let out in handcuffs for a simple battery charge or harassment or whatever it was because he got into an argument with a security guard, but you wouldn't let another person who assault somebody on your platform in front of millions of people sit down and enjoy the rest of the show. That's food for thought right there. But this was another edition of the Ghetto Report with Big Hurt, and I'm out. Yo, what's up? Good looking out. I got you. I got a couple for you for free. Yo, what's up? It's easy peasy. You got Valentine's Day coming. You know what I'm saying? These joints is going like hotcakes. About 87 of them fell off the back of a truck. I already hit Hurt and everybody at the Ghetto Report. Get yours now. They only $25. Listen, you can't lose on this right here. So you know what I'm saying, get at it. And listen, for the ladies that want to get their men something, I'm doing the baseball cards too. I got the collector's edition. These joints here be like $2,500, but you get them from Easy for $200. I'm saying these gonna be worth money, and if trust Easy, I wouldn't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? You know I wouldn't anyway. You know what I'm saying? Come and get the cards, or if the dudes, get the box. You know what I'm saying? Cause she like to smell good. You like her to smell good. You know what I'm saying? You don't want none of that. You know, that cat don't be fresh. But anyway, Valentine's Day come. Holla at Easy. Easy, I'm out.